Welcome back to Veteran Revivals. I'm Art, your veteran idiot. This is the tow peg, and if you haven't guessed by the thumbnail, we're going to pick up a new project and see what kind of mischief we can get in with it. I'm really excited about this one actually, and I'm going to pretend like you haven't seen it in the thumbnail. So let's just go get the trailer hooked up, head on out to go pick it up, see if I can't crank it onto the trailer by myself with a come along, because I don't have a winch on the trailer yet. I haven't built a plate or anything, so we're gonna have to crank that bad boy up onto the trailer, and then we'll bring it home and start digging through it. Yeah, it's gonna be nice. Actually, it's probably a piece of crap, but it doesn't matter because in the end it's gonna be nice. Yeah, somebody will agree, I'm sure. Also, thank you all for all the suggestions you had on fixing this thing. Not going to do it today. We'll go down through that whole list of things you guys told me to try and see if we can't get this thing figured out. Right now it needs to get out of the way so I can get the flatbed. Let's see if she'll actually move. Holy crikey, those keys are so hot I can't even hold on to them. Jeez, come on. You can do it. For real? I don't even understand. Sounds like it's running on about 6 cylinders though. Need to disconnect that airbag warning. That thing's annoying. It's running terrible, but it's not loping or surging. Anyways, we're done with it. You need to get it out of the way so I can get the flatbed. Woo! Man, you can't say she doesn't look good. Especially when she's parked next to this pile of crap. See, nice. I'll be back for you. Alright, we're all hooked up. It's time to get on the road again. On the road again. It is hot, man. We made it to Superior. If you've ever been to Superior, this place it's actually beautiful. It's gonna be hard to tell. Those mountains and everything, the rim. It's a pretty cool place, except there's just nothing here. It's an old mining town with nothing. Every building here is from 1950s or older. It's just a whole lot of nothing, but it is pretty. So, I mean, if you're into that kind of thing, it'd be cool. But if you're up to living up here, you better be self-sufficient in some way. Nice little box car. Alright, I'm just gonna go in here and talk to him. I'm not gonna take the camera with me because it's a place of business, but we'll see what we can get worked out, get this thing on the trailer and get home. Whew, looks like the camera overheated. Sorry about that, guys, but to tell you the truth, this one almost did me in. Heart rate was up, I was sweating like crazy, started getting dizzy, but she's on. We're ready to hit the road. I'm just gonna double check the straps, make sure we got some air in the tires, and then get out on the road and turn the AC all the way up to frozen, chill myself out. Still out of breath, man. I was close. That was a close one. It's hot out right now. All right. I'm gonna do this before I pass out and get on the road so I can pass out on the road. Oh, we made it back all in one piece. I've recovered from my heat stroke. The AC blasting. We'll run inside, grab some lunch real quick, and then we'll come out, offload this, and I'll show you exactly why I'm so excited about taking this project on. You'll see. I'll be right back. Whew, alright. Actually fell asleep on the couch. I think that was part of my recovery of almost dying. So I pushed this thing off of the trailer down to a point where we could take a look underneath it. But so here is the reason why I wanted to get this thing. First of all, had one just like this growing up. It wasn't two-tone, but it was the same kind of color, and my parents loved that thing. And my dad took it home to work one day. He used to do kit cars and fiberglass and fabrications and stuff like that. So he took it to work one day and without telling my mom, painted these red and gold stripes on it and put a ground effects kit on it and brought it back. So it was this brown root beer van with red and gold stripes on the bottom half and a ground effects kit, the front bumper, skirts, and back bumper. He was so proud of that thing. And I thought it was cool as hell because I was like 6 or 7 or something like that. But my mom was not thrilled, not pleased, but ended up driving that thing until it caught on fire, which these do. They catch on fire. I think there's a couple recalls for it, but I'm not so much worried about that. But anyways, beyond the nostalgia of having this van, because I had one in my childhood, is that these things are stout. They are strong little vans, and they're rear-wheel drive, kind of like the Astro, but smaller. This is like 3,300 pounds, 3,400, somewhere around there, 3,380 or something like that. But they're light, they're stout. They have a half frame, kind of like a Chevelle, where there's a front frame section and then it's unibody beyond that. But most of the time they have the tow package and they're strong. Some of them came with the 4-liter and the 8.8 rear end. This one has the 3-liter in it, which I really don't care about. I'll probably end up seeing if it runs and drives and then getting rid of the engine, selling it, and making my money back. I paid $300 for this thing. So that engine can go away. The only thing is the 7.5 in the back, which I'm pretty sure it's a 7.5 that came with the 3 liters. Might get lucky, might be an 8.8. We'll take a look underneath. But you can get an 8.8 for this thing out of another one for probably $100. So there's always people parting these things out. They don't want to sell the whole thing. So we could probably get an 8.8 from one of the 4-liter ones. I saw there was a 4x4. These came in 4-wheel drive as well out there for around $600 or something like that. But it was like 7 hours from here. So this was a good buy for myself. And so what I'm looking at doing with this thing is maybe a mid-engine diesel.
Did he just say what I thought he said? What?
right there, right where that seat is sitting. So there are thoughts. I could do a 6BT, 12 valve Cummins, but it's likely going to have to sit up here in this area in order to have enough room to have some drive shaft of some sort. Or a 4BT, and it could have a little tiny Cobra drive shaft in there, and it'll fit behind the seats back here. Or we do 6BT with a swing arm. So bear with me. Take this seat out. Got all this room back here. The differential is right about where that label is on the floor. Yes, this was a car left on the side of the road that the tow company picked up, and then they never came for it, so they sold it to me. But anyways, right about where that label is where the differential is. So got that room to the front here, which is probably just barely enough for the front two tail of the engine and transmission. So what I'm thinking is that this unibody frame is a big box frame. It's like 6" by 4 or something like that. It's a huge box frame, and it's between just about where this bracket is for the seat and that bracket for the seat over there. So I was thinking welding arms to the differential and coming forward with a hinged point, maybe a single uniball or something like that. So a big boxed swing arm to the rear diff, and then mounting the engine inside that swing arm and coupling it to the differential. I'm not joking. That's what I'm thinking. So the entire engine will sit and mount inside this swing arm in here, welded to the axle tubes with some reinforcement and stuff like that, and then I'll have some radius arms or maybe a Watts link behind it to keep it centered, and then the factory coil buckets and shocks, and that's what I'm thinking. That's what's going on in my head when I bought this, was a giant swing arm with the engine mounted in the swing arm. Let me know what you guys think about that and some things that you think probably won't work. I can't mount it to two heims up here and here because it needs to articulate back and forth, so that's why I was thinking just one giant uniball in the front, strong enough to hold the boxing, and it'll be kind of triangulated like the front of a trailer, you know, to that point. But mounting the entire engine, I know it's like 1,000 pounds inside this swing arm and back. Let me know what you think about that. I know it is a ton of unsprung weight, but really it's kind of not as much because a lot of it's going to be held by the front here, and then it's going to be a long pivot point. We're talking about 4 or 5 feet length in pivot. So the pivot's going to be almost towards the front of the van up here. So really it won't be too much unsprung weight to be crazy, but that's where my head's at. But if that's not something that I could do anytime soon, because the 12 valve Cummins are like $1,500, $2,000 a piece without a transmission. So, and that engine itself is something that I would like to get because it's simple. It just power, diesel, it's running. There's nothing else that you need to hook up. Just power and diesel, and it runs. Simple. And then we would run the coolant tubes up to the front with a big radiator and some big fans. There's a lot of room up here for a big radiator once all of that is out of the way. And then we'd probably move the fuel cell to the front like a Volkswagen Beetle and keep some weight on the front end up here. And I think that would be pretty proportionate in weight. I think we'd be pretty close to 50%. I don't think this thing is doing any rallycross. Don't get at me like that. It's just some cool idea that I thought to do. And then maybe a stack out the roof or stack out one of the windows on the side. I don't know. That's just where my head's at with that. But if that doesn't work and it's not feasible for us to do, the next thing is it has been done throwing a 302 in here. So at that point, we'll just find an Explorer. I'm not sure what transmission is in here. I think it's the AOD, which would be great if it had the same bell housing to bolt to the Windsor or the 302. I need to look that up, figure that out. That may be something we do before going all the rest of this way, and then that's a later project down the road. I don't know. I'm all over the place right now. I'm excited. So if it is the same bell housing, we can use this transmission, throw a 302 in the front of it, and I just have to widen this doghouse here a little bit to fit the 302. The 302 itself isn't that much wider than the 3-liter that's in here. So there are forums where guys have put 351s in here, and you got to do a lot of cutting, stretching, and welding of the doghouse. For the 302, I don't think it's as crazy, but it is rear-wheel drive, 302 AOD rear-wheel drive, and then some boost. A little boosty, little Wu-Tang war whistle in the front here. And I think this thing just be an absolute blast to drive. I know that they're fun to drive as is because I used to do donuts in the school parking lot all the time with the other one that we had. We had two of these, by the way. We had an extended one with a 4-liter, and then we had the short one like this with the 3-liter. Anyways, that 4-liter was fun to drive and spin donuts in the parking lot with. And I want to get back to that because I think this thing is going to be cool as hell. So the rear ends in these things, if it is a 7.5, it's unfortunate, but I said we can just swap that out. The radius arms are beefy. This thing was meant to tow, and it's got a pretty decent tow rating, and so the radius arms in the back are nice and beefy. All that is super strong, so that's another thing that I like about all this. I'm not going to have to do a whole lot of things. Maybe box a couple of the radius arms if we get crazy, but I don't think that'll be an issue anytime soon. So I don't know. What do you think of the sleeper van? Or is this man van? What should we call this thing? I'm leaning on sleeper van because it's kind of like creeper van, but sleeper van. You got it. What do you guys think? What do you think of this project? And what do you think of a name for this thing? How much fun do you think this thing will be, or do you think it's going to be a bust? I'm leaning on I'm going to make it fun regardless. I don't know. So it doesn't have a good battery in it. I'll probably throw a battery in it, see if I can get it to fire up and everything else and work through. Maybe I'll get it running and just kind of cruise it around a little bit until I get all the supplies and everything I need to throw in an engine swap or start tearing this apart and start welding all this stuff together. Let me know if you guys want to see something like that in the future, and I will go ahead and post a will it run and try and get this thing back out on the road. But for $300, let's take a quick view of the interior. Interior is in fairly decent shape. It's nice and dusty. It's been sitting for a grip, but it is not bad. Doesn't stink in here. It's got power windows, power door locks, and Ford's fancy stereo system that they had. Well, this was their premium sound. It's got AC and everything. Well, listen, I don't know if the AC works. The engine doesn't even work right now, so don't ask. It's got the rear entertainment. It's got these ornaments hanging from the ceiling. That's nice. Speakers, lots of them. And these seats, if you've ever had an Aerostar, if you had two of these, which the other one's missing, which is unfortunate, but they lay flat together and it's a queen size bed. More of a full. But anyways, they lay flat together, can join up, and then you can camp in this thing. Which, I mean, it could be a good camping van. Who knows, you know? But that's what they used to do. They got little wheels on the seats so you could pop them out, take them out, and roll them across the shop. This may become a shop seat if we end up putting a Cummins back here. If not, we'll put this seat back there, and then this will... No, I'm not calling this van Bang Bus. Just that guy back there has been coming up with some weird suggestions. No, it's not going to be Bang Bus. I'm sure that's trademarked anyways. But anyways, that's where we're at with this thing. It's got the little turd 3-liter. The hood is stuck right now, otherwise I'd show you all that stuff in there. Not really anything impressive to see anyways. It's a 3-liter V6 that burns itself to the ground frequently. Tires are all in good shape. Somebody's loss, my win. What do you guys think? Are you guys as excited about this as I am? Or is this going to be a giant bust? Either way, I'm going to build it. It just, whether or not it's on the channel, you get it. Anyways, thank you guys for watching this little trip to go get this turd. I appreciate all you guys. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Also share these videos with all your buddies. Spread the word so we can get some cooler projects in here. YouTube doesn't pay that much, so get some merch. You hear me? I'm taking out the knife hand, pointing at you. Go check out the website. Get some merch. Thank you guys. Love you so much. As always, have fun. Just think of the potential. It's there. You just look at it long enough, it's there.